This from SI.com. Chris Chavez on the piece. The Chicago Cubs are selling leaves from Wrigley Field's ivy-covered outfield walls from the 2016 season for $200 plus $15 for shipping. The Cubs plan on selling 2016 leaves to commemorate the 2016 season in which the team ended its 108-year World Series drought. A fan can order up to 10 leaves, according to Darren Ravel. The ivy has been on Wrigley Field's walls since it was installed in 1937 at the request of owner Philip K. Wrigley. In 2013, a number of people were arrested for breaking into the stadium trying to steal the ivy. Now, my question is, my friend, who the hell is actually going to buy an ivy leaf for $200?
People bought vials of water from the Blackhawks for $90 because it was the melted ice.
Nah.
I got 6 of them.
No, seriously though, are we around anyone that would spend $200 on an ivy leaf?
All the wealthy people I know are way too smart to do that.
$200. That's a week's worth of groceries, maybe. I mean,
not for you. It's not.
It really isn't.
That's one trip for you.
That's why we've transferred the grocery buying over to the lady.
You're bad at it.
She's couponing us to death
You
and
come
saving
home
us
with
some
like
money.
a rib roast for no reason.
I bought $65 worth of crab legs on Saturday. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, because I don't know why. Because you can't just have one.
You're a problem for America. You're a shopping menace.
You can't just have 1 pound of crab legs.
Yeah, but you can't do that. You impulse buying.
So if I bought $200 worth of leaves, you feel better about my buying habits?
That's one leaf, right? A single leaf.
You get a leaf from a season your team won the World Series.
You could have Ryan Leaf come over and do your dishes for a week for that.
Yeah, just make sure you lock up all your good china. See, look at this. 815. I'm an idiot that purchased one of those leaves. Rick from Joliet. Wow. You spent
if you got that kind of discretionary income
on a leaf. You don't even know if it's really from 2016 season either.
Oh, but they've been authenticated.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're going to stamp it?
Hologram of validation, so I know.
They put the sticker on it? Like, what?
What if somebody do clone the DNA and grow the ivy on their house or something?
I know a lot of crazy-ass Cub fans, people who are normal anytime the life is happening, and then for that 3 hours to 4 hours, they go crazy. And that's what sports does to you. But who in their right mind will rationalize, outside of this 815 guy, who can rationalize to their lady or to their husband that, yes, I spent $200 on a leaf?
Hey, I'm going to shake Crane's hand on Monday and tell him nice work, because there's a sucker born every minute, and if you can find a revenue stream, although because remember last year when the Cubs invited us out there, I pitched my idea that I said that
a dunking tank for Ryan Dempster?
No. It was growing hops in the ivy in a way that you could actually brew beer that's actually of Wrigley Field.
Get a Wrigley beer?
All you need is a tiny bit of it, or you can just kind of fake. It just has to be a little bit. You cut a deal with one of the local breweries.
Start the process.
Yeah, and just say, look, we get a handful of hops in one section of the ivy, and say, here you go, and just use some of this, and it's mixed in, and then
will it attract different bugs than they used to have?
But then you're literally drinking the park. I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing. They gave me a look like, nah.
You just take a cup.
That's why you do what you do, and we'll keep doing what we do.
You could just take a cup and throw it in a trough and see what you come up with.
630 says, can you smoke those leaves? It might be worth it.
Dude, I'm just saying, if it's a $200 leaf that does something to you, then hey, knock yourself out. And I'm sure people will say, oh, Goff, why would you spend $200 on shoes that are going to go bad in a month and a half, 2 months, or all the other things. But, man, really? $200 for a leaf?
You could get, like
what can we do Shep, what can you do for $200?
Couldn't you have, for $200, you could
have a great meal?
You could probably have lunch with David Ross or something. Something you could.
How many games could you buy tickets for $200?
Not many.
Like 3, probably. You don't have to sit
if you
front
want to
row.
Okay,
you can park for one game for $200.
Right, exactly. You can get 7 beers for $200 over at Wrigley.
Now the melted ice was what, $90?
I don't remember.
What was the price point on the Blackhawks melted? It was $99 for a vial of the melted ice, also known as water.
Right. Someone just takes an Aquafina bottle and says, no one wants to drink this crap, and then pours it into a bottle.
No, Dasani.
Both.
Dasani's got salt in it.
It's not tasty.
It makes you thirstier.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's weird.
Chris, besides going and seeing a Charlotte Knights game, what would you do with $200?
I would probably go and eat all the crab I could have for $200.
There it is. $200
or a nice steak dinner somewhere with the wife or something like that.
Yeah, $200. Get yourself a nice piece of meat. No, seriously, $200 for a damn leaf? Like you Cubs fans can't still be on that.
There's no good way to explain that. I mean, I understand if you're like one of these. Did you see the story about the oil sheik who has he's into falconry? Mm-mm. And he has like 100 prize falcons that hunt for him, and he wanted to fly them somewhere. So he got each one of his falcons a seat in first class on a plane.
Yeah. I read that story. Yes. Hey, those are the dudes who have 40 cars that they don't drive too.
Right, but I'm just thinking if you're
that's not John who lives on Grace who walks over to the park every day
with his
with a tall
yellow
boy
lab named Gracie.
Right, with a tall boy in a koozie, sipping before he gets to the park. That's not the same dude.
I'm just thinking about the Falcons on the plane like people have to go through a lot to fly, don't they?
One of them soliciting prostitution.
Right. This flying is hard for them.
Why do they have
the Falcon? And I shall remain the Falconer.
God, he's got everything, doesn't he? Yeah, but $200. God bless you if you're making that kind of coin. That $200 for a leaf won't do anything to your pockets or to your sanity. Because I know if I would ever tell my lady that I spent $200 on a leaf, probably won't have a lady going forward.
Well, it's hard enough when you come home from the grocery store with a rib roast.
She enjoys that, though. Come on. That's for the family to dine on. This isn't a leaf.
What I will say looked cool. Have you ever seen a crown roast of pork where they take the rack of pork?
Looks like a Burger King crown.
They take a full rack of pork, right? So it's the chop with the rib bone in it, and they French it, so they trim it down. And then connect it. They circle it around, and they put those little paper tops, like paper crowns on the top of every rib.
Okay.
It's like an old-fashioned
crown of meat.
Yeah, it's a crown roast of pork. And I thought about buying it just because I would make it for myself.
Dude, take this call right now.
All right, real quick.
We got like 30 seconds.
All right.
No, don't take it. Don't take it. I didn't see the time.
Well, you put it up. We got a guest coming up.
All right.
I want to
start the buses.
I want him to hang in there because we definitely have to talk to this guy. But no. All right, so there was a caller. I want Stu in Champaign to call back because Stu said he bought 6 of these Wrigley Ivy leaves.
Stu got that big money. I don't get it.
That's $1,200.
That could have gone to something else for you, Stu. But hey,
$1,200.
Whatever floats your boat. I think it's stupid. I think it's ridiculous. And people might say some of the things I spend money on is stupid and ridiculous, and I will nod my head yes.
But for someone,
I'd be damned if I pay $200 for a leaf. Welcome back to the B&G Show. We've got one of those people who spent $200 on a leaf.
I like certain leaves.
Do you?
Yeah, like a nice basil leaf every once in a while. I actually have a basil plant in my backyard now.
Nice.
So those are good because they're tasty. But $200 for an dried out ivy leaf. Let's get the lowdown here from Stu in Champaign. All right, Stu, how are you?
Good. So they went on sale today. They only allow us to buy 2 per account. So there's 3 of us in the fraternity house, and that's season ticket holder accounts. So we bought 6. It ended up being $12.90 because you pay $15 a leaf for shipping and handling. So there's $90 there on top of it.
$15.
Okay, no, wait. You said in the fraternity house, so you're a current college student.
Right. Yeah. And we're here for the summer, so we live in over the summer. There's a few of us here.
How many of you are there in the house?
Right now, or total?
Just total.
About 50, 60 during the school year, and there's about 10 of us right now.
And
summer session 1's ending.
Now, did you do this just as a fan because it's something you wanted to have, or are you looking at this as a possible investment that you can flip it on the secondary market?
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely did not do this as a fan. We did it partially as a joke, but partially because we got assurances that if we get low numbers, we can turn around and flip them for about $600 a leaf. So we have only one person committed to that. So we'll see. But we're going to smoke the first 3 and sell the other 3.
Wait, smoke the first 3?
Absolutely. He said that as a joke, but that's what we're going to do. That's the plan. Because we can make our money back. If we sell 3 of them for $600, that's $1,800 there. It only costs us $1,200, so we figured we can.
But who's gonna buy it for $600?
And what's the
there are people who have told us that they don't have access to this because they're not season ticket holders. They're going to sell out. In fact, they couldn't get more because I think they sold out as of like 3:00.
Yeah. So you're doing this like how people who destroy the shoe market do it. You buy shoes at a certain price, and then you understand that they may be dead stock, and you triple the price on people.
That's exactly right. So there's a person in, I think, California who actually sent us in advance already. And that wasn't too much. They only sent us about $150, but they're going to pay $600 for the leaf. They don't have a credit card, and they weren't a season ticket holder, so they couldn't buy it.
All right, so then why smoke 3? Do you literally want to inhale history in that regard? Because that's kind of a fanboy thing.
No, we just want to do it because we can, to be honest.
And are you going to smoke anything else inside that rolled up leaf?
If you guys want to come over and check it out, you're more than happy to be our guest. We have plenty of room.
I don't
smoke weed every day.
Let me just out of curiosity, Stu, what's your major?
Business administration.
Okay. And Cam's doesn't do it for you guys anymore. You guys are taking it to the next.
Cam's is closed during the first couple of weeks of summer break. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
You're right.
So are all the bars closed? Like I feel like $200 would go a long way for a college student.
Yeah, no, I know. There's one guy in the house who's we'll say the family's well off.
I was going to say how much of this money is parental?
100%.
Wow!
So you dudes aren't even working for this. You guys are asking your parents for $200 a pop.
But if they've pitched a business model by which they're going to make money,
that's correct. Dan. That's correct.
If you say
we get to keep the profits, so they're sort of floating against the loan. But yes,
are you going to?
Exactly right.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you going to pay your parents back?
No, we don't have to.
It's
one guy.
They're not going to
one guy.
They're going to charge a fee for the use of the money. I'm sure it's a free loan in this case.
Free loan. It's a free loan.
Stu, you made me respect it just a little bit.
Yeah, I was expecting to make fun of you.
Yeah,
and
I was expecting some 50-year-old dude.
We sold the chairs too, though. Remember when we put the chairs on sale? The Wrigley Field chairs.
Yes.
We bought those for $1,000 and we took them for $3,000.
Oh,
wow.
so you guys are hustlers. You guys have been doing this for a while.
Yeah, and then we bought one of the rings as well. It's the same guy, so it's not all of us. It's one guy's got the money. He bought one of the rings for I think it was $11,600. And since he didn't put his last name on it, he just put I think Go Cubs on it, so there's not a last name.
Right.
He's expected to get $35,000 to $40,000 for that.
Wow.
Good for you guys, Stu.
Well, and would the national office be mad if you identified the fraternity? Or
Absolutely, Dan. Absolutely. So we're not going to go there.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
You know how that works.
That's why I asked. I have my guesses.
Yeah,
but
and none of this is going to the fraternity, so we'll get to keep all of it. So
nice.
We don't want to get in trouble.
Nice. All right.
That was very well handled.
Stu,
and
congrats, man. I thought it was a ridiculous thing to do, and you showed me your business plan, and you've shown that it's worked before. And one dude has all the money, so there's no sweat off your sack.
We're happy to email you guys the receipts too, so you know that it's all on the up and up.
I expect you're going to do very well for yourself, Stu. I appreciate you calling in and explaining the business model.
Jesus.
Wow.
Those dudes. Somebody's going to go to jail.
I still think it's incredibly stupid.
Yeah, somebody's going to go to jail like that crew.
I think it's stupid to smoke them.
Yeah,
just as you can, because that's real money.
That's the college part.
Then you're smoking, the whatever you think it's going to be, another $1,000.
Smokers are jokers.
The smoker you drink, the player you get.
I hear it's a gateway drug, Kevin.
Ivy?
A gateway to fun.
Well, that's start with Ivy. You start snorting the dirt. Who knows where it all ends?
That's what we were telling Chris Bryant with coffee. It's like, well, yeah, he admitted that he's deep into the coffee habit now.
Of course. Next thing you know, you're grinding up Billy Williams and putting it under your tongue like ecstasy and dancing in a curtain.
He's not dead.
He's being corrupted right now by
whatever you're gonna do.
Billy's not dead.
No.
No.
News to me. I'll put it in the update.
Right, exactly. Kevin, go ahead, brother.
We're talking about Peppers and why he's not going to make it because he's on the lean
Stage
and the
one.
Molly.